Hey guys, happy 2025. I just thought I'd go through a couple of updates on my car and what I've got planned for it for 2025. So on previous videos I went through the new radiator that I'd fitted. And unfortunately that new radiator has lasted about 2 months before it started leaking. It's leaking on the welds between the core and the tanks on both sides. It's not a huge amount, but it's enough. It's spraying it all around the inner fan shroud, and they're slightly leaking out the bottom of the rad, so a bit disappointed as it's a brand new radiator. Expect it to last more than 2 months, but I suppose it's modern parts, unfortunately, and where they come from. So what I've had to do is send my original radiator off for reconditioning. I'm not even going to bother putting another one of these new ones in. Personally, I think it should last more than 2 months, so I'm not happy with it at all. So yeah, sent my new one, my original one off for reconditioning. So I'm waiting for that to come back. The car, I'm still using the car, but only very sort of short journeys just to keep it running. Because I don't trust the radiator, obviously, but I don't want the car laid up either, so I've just taken it out literally for 10 minutes up and down the dual carriageway just to give it a run, because it hasn't had a drive for a couple of weeks. So yeah, waiting for that to come, so that'll be a pain in the arse, but I'm going to do that myself in the garage. I've had to order up some more tower clamps and stuff like that for the hoses, because I've had to when I was trying to find where the leaks was coming from, I didn't know if it was the top hose, so I took the tower clamp off, resealed it with an old conventional style Jubilee clip. So I've ordered up new tower clamps. When the rad comes back, I've also ordered up a new rad cap, factory style one, correct poundage. It's £15 cap. So yeah, when the rad comes back from recon, I'll put a new rad cap in it. I've got a spare cap in the boot as well, you never know. So yeah, radiator to sort in January. The other issue it's developed when I had it in to have the manifolds done. They've had to obviously disconnect the engine mounts to jack the engine up. Unfortunately, the driver's side one now, I suppose it's like anything when you disturb stuff, it just leads to more problems. So I've got a vibration now and a knocking on the driver's side engine mount. I've been underneath it. I've had the car up high on jack stands, and you can physically see that the driver's side mount is lower in the subframe bracket. So there's a big rubber cushion between the two. So looking at the rubber, it's kind of gone solid and it's perished. You can see the passenger side one has been replaced before, but the driver's side looks a lot older. So I've ordered up a set of the Mighty mounts from Butler in America, so those should be here this week. So that's another job. I'll probably put that into the garage to get done, because I just don't really fancy laying underneath it trying to jack the engine up and changing engine mounts. It's probably one of those jobs that take half the time, busting your back if it's up on a ramp. So yeah, radiator, engine mounts, they're more important things to do in January this month when I get the car running properly again. And so the engine mount, it's just, you can feel it on low revs, it just knocks. You can feel it through the floor pan, through the steering column, sort of metal to metal contact. So a couple of other jobs I've done over Christmas while I've been off. I took both the door cards off. On each side you've got 3 of these little metal window guides that fit in, and the felts had come off of one on each side. This is one of the ones I did on the driver's side as a temporary repair a little while ago. I put some foam pads on there because it had nothing on there at all. And the same with the passenger side, the rear one just had nothing on there, so the windows would rattle a bit when they were right down. So I just ordered up 2 new brackets with a new felt. Bit of a mission getting all the door cards off, not getting them off but putting them back on again. It seems to be the mission. But yeah, so I've changed one of these on each side, so the windows don't rattle when they're down now. They're nicely sort of pressed against the glass with a new felt, so that should avoid so much rattling. The other job I've done, I've had a bit of an issue with the horn. I have to press it quite a few times for it to work, so I thought, well, I don't know if it's the contacts in the steering wheel. So I've had the cap out, and there's a big plastic and Bakelite sort of metal horn assembly in there, so I've taken that all out, cleaned all the contacts up. That didn't cure it, so the next job was to get the relay out from behind here, which was a bit of a mission. And I've just cleaned all the contacts up on the relay. It seems to be, see that, press it once and it's doing it again, so I suspect the relay is probably on the way out, so it doesn't work every time. See? Which is a bit odd, so I'm going to keep an eye on that. If it persists, I'm going to get another relay for it. I've seen them online. I can order a 4-pin relay for the horn and the key buzzer, but yeah, it's not a great job trying to get in behind there. Very limited access right behind the brake booster, so yeah, that'd be a fun job to do at some point. So yeah, a possible job for 2025. And while I'm at it, I might even change, there's a little switch in the ignition barrel for the key buzzer. I might even look at changing that. Another job I've done in preparation, I want to put an electric fuel pump in, an inline one with the mechanical. I think I've mentioned that on a previous video, just so I can prime the car when the car's been sat for a few days. So I've done a load of the work already. I've got a relay in, I've put this switch in, labelled it, and it's a push and hold switch. As soon as you let go of it, it deactivates. So I've got the relay in, it's wired up to the battery. I've left it with the battery cable, no fuse in it at the moment, and I've got the cable all the way under the sill plate. There's like a metal channel that you can remove and feed the cable through, so I've fed it all through there nice and neatly and out the way, and that's all temporarily looped up behind the back seat. So I shall be removing the back seat at some point, getting the cable through the floor pan, and getting a fuel pump on there. I might get it done at the same time I get the engine mounts done, just get them right up on a ramp just to put the pump on. I want to try and go for a inline pull through pump, so the mechanical pump will pull through the electric one when it's not in use, and just like a little low pressure one, 2 or 3 psi, whatever it is, push and hold, and it won't overwhelm the mechanical pump. You can plumb them in, so you bypass so you put almost like an additional fuel line in, but for me, I'd rather not go that way, because it just means more joints in all the fuel lines, and more joints means more potential future points for it to leak at. So yeah, I'll speak with Pilgrims when I put it in for the engine mounts this month, and see if they can get me a pull through pump. So it's literally just cut the pipe, the main fuel pipe out the tank, one into the pump filter, one out straight to the fuel line. So I'll see how that goes. Other jobs I want to get done to it in 2025. I did a bit of interior painting last year, backs of the seats. And they look a lot better than they did, but I'm still not 100% happy with the colour match. So I'm going to get some colour matched paint, and I'm going to redo the backs of the seats, and I want to do the little quarter panels to the side of the back seat. So just a little bit of interior painting. And I also have another mirror, driver side mirror. I want to get that painted properly. The one I've got on there, it's just really worn with the remote lever. It just doesn't work very well. It's just all a bit slack, so you kind of end up having to adjust it by hand, but this one does, it works really nicely. I'll probably change the glass on it, but yeah, I'll just get that painted and get that on the car. So yeah, 2025's planned, just to recap: radiator, engine mounts, possibly the horn relay, little switch in the ignition barrel, electric fuel pump, and a bit of spray work on the interior. So yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I did put, as I mentioned, I put the new cable in here for the fuel pump, and again, everything I've done, I've put into harness wrap there, so it looks nice and neat and tidy. And as soon as I've got the fuel pump in there, I can then just pop a fuse in, so I've left that with no fuse in. And when I do the radiator, I've got a new fan shroud to go on as well. So yeah, looking forward to getting some of these jobs done. I don't have as much planned for the car this year as I did last year, but that doesn't necessarily mean I won't end up doing as much, because yeah, you all know what these cars are like. You do one job and it ends up leading to others, as I've found out with the exhaust last year. Replace the exhaust, find out my manifolds are split. Change the manifolds, that means I have to have the engine jacked up. That's now led to dodgy engine mount. So you do one job, you end up going down the rabbit hole and doing a load of others. So yeah, I'll see where 2025 takes me, but that's just basically what I have planned for the year. Also got a couple of new bits for my garage over Christmas. My wife got me, which is well cool. Just a couple of new tools for my workbench, vice, wire wheel. So for Christmas, my son bought me this Revel model, the 1970 Trans Am. It's the plastic one that you build, you glue, you paint. I haven't done one for a long time. So I've had fun building this over Christmas, and I thought I'd do it as a recreation of my car. So I've done the interior, same sort of colour. All the headlining I've done as well. You can't really see it in this shot, but I've done the headlining. It's a really detailed model with all the decals, especially under the bonnet, all the emissions control stickers and battery stickers. So I had a can of Polar White in the garage that I'd made up for my car, so I've actually painted this and sprayed it in Polar White and lacquered it. Done the interior, like I said, the same colour as mine. And also had the light blue engine enamel in the garage. So I've painted the engine the correct colour. Like I say, it's been real good fun building this, sort of recreating my own car as best I can. So yeah, hope you enjoy the video, guys. Happy New Year again, and I said I'll see you on the next video when I've got some more work done to the car and some more updates for you.